Hi class, today we are on Saxon Math Book 4, Lesson 43, and we are going to talk about adding and subtracting decimal numbers. So once again, this is something that you have seen before. You guys are well versed at adding and subtracting money, which is in itself a decimal number. So you know if you see a problem like this, we don't like it written like that. We want to line up the decimal points. So I'm going to take the 75 cents here, and I'm going to put it right underneath my $3.45. And now when I add, all my place values are lined up. 5 plus 5 is 10. 7 plus 4 plus 1 is 12. 3 plus 1 is 4, and we have an answer of $4.20. So this is where they change things up on you a little bit in 4th grade with decimals. They want you to visualize it. Now, you guys have seen base 10 blocks before. We have them in the classroom. They're those blue blocks. We have the little teeny tiny ones that have always represented ones, and then we have the sticks that represented tens, and then we had what we call a flat, which looks like this, but it's usually blue, which has always represented hundreds. So we changed that up on you in 4th grade. Now we take the flat, this whole big thing that is made up of 100 of the little blocks, and now we call that one whole. The reason we do this is because then when you break it apart into 10 equal pieces, now each of these becomes 1/10 with that TH at the end where you're spitting at the people as you say it, 1/10. Okay, so this would represent either written as a decimal like that, which is what we're going to do for this lesson, or we can also write 1/10 as a fraction. For today, we're sticking with the decimals, and this is 1/10. If I color in another one, I have 2/10. If I color in a third, I have 3/10. Okay, so now here's your visual for those decimal numbers. This one down here that I've broken into 100 pieces, these are your hundredths. Again, let me actually write that. We have 10 here with that THS at the end. These are 100, but then we put that THS, so it's hundredths. Hundredths. Try to say that 10 times fast. So if I color in some of these, let's start on this side. Here I've colored in 3 of them. Just like up here, I colored in 3/10. But do you see how these are much, much smaller than what I colored in on my tenths? That's because these are 3/100ths. And we write that. We have 0 wholes, we have 0/10ths, and we have 3/100ths. Here's your place value for hundredths. So it's broken into 100 equal pieces. That makes it work as a fraction or as a decimal, and we have hundredths. So our book gives us a couple of examples where we're adding using the pictures. I'm not going to draw these over and over and over again, and I'm at home today, so I don't actually have my base 10 blocks with me. But you guys have the book. It's on page 278. I want you to open the book now and look at the pictures as we go through the examples together. Okay? So let me get rid of this one. So our first example is 2/10 plus 5/10. Oh, and I was writing 2/10 plus 5. I can't forget to put my 0 there. 2/10 plus 5/10. Well, visually, we're talking about these sticks of the base 10 blocks. I have 2 of them, and I have 5 of them. So how many do I have altogether? I have 7. So here comes the words, where the words are important. I have 7 what? I have 7 tenths. So now we're going to write that. I don't have any holes. Usually we say and here when we get to the decimal, but since I don't have any of the whole number, I just read this as 7/10. And you can see that on page 278 in the example. Problem B is a subtraction problem. So here we have 3 and 47/100 minus 3 and 41/100. Okay, well, if I don't have the picture, I don't want to do it like this. This isn't as easy as the 7/10 from the last example. I want to rewrite this. So I'm going to line up my decimal point, 3 41/100, and I can subtract like that. But they also want you to see the picture. So if you look in your book, it shows you shows you 3 of these, and they're all colored in, they're all blue. And then it shows you one that's just a little bit less than halfway colored in. That's your 3 and 47/100. So if you picture it, we're taking away 3. So those 3 flats, those 3 holes, we take them all away, and we have none left. And then we're taking away 41 of those little individual hundredths. So I've got it lined up here. I can see 7 minus 1 is going to leave me 6 hundredths left, no tenths left. So my answer is just 6 hundredths. All right, our last example says 1 gallon of milk is about 3 78/100 of a liter. 2 gallons of milk is about, that's the key word there, about how many liters? So, about means estimate. So I don't have to add 3 78/100 plus 3 78/100. I have to round this. When we're talking decimals, we just want to round to the nearest whole number. So 3 78/100, is it closer to 3 or is it closer to 4? This one's going to be closer to 4, excuse me. And that's 1 half gallon. Nope, gallon. That's 1 gallon of milk, approximately. So 2 gallons of milk is going to be approximately 8 liters. Now, is it going to be a little bit more than 8 liters or a little bit less than 8 liters? It should be a little bit less. We know this because we rounded up. If we round up, our answer is going to be a little higher than what the actual answer is. If we round down, our answer will be a little bit lower than what the actual answer is. Okay, so ladies and gentlemen, you have lesson practice that begins on page 279. I would like for you to try those on your own. Make sure you're lining up the decimal for the problems that don't have you estimating to a round number. And then you can check your answer in your answer key. The lesson practice answers are right before the written practice answers. After that, your written practice also begins on page 279. I hope you have a wonderful day. I'll see you soon. Bye-bye.